Hi, I'm Alison Kerr of Empowerment Path. How are you? Crazy times, energetically. Today's a good day, so I'm going to be very productive. Yesterday, quite different. Lots of emotions coming up. So what on earth is going on right now? Astrology, planetary alignments. Oh, you don't believe in astrology, do you? Well, astrology's been around for a long time, and lots of the ancient civilizations followed the astrology. The way I see it, it is like a blueprint. And at the moment, we're in the middle of eclipse season. And I see eclipse season as a portal for change, accelerated growth. So in order for us to grow, we have to shed some of the old stuff that keeps us small, that keeps us limited, that stops us being the best version of ourselves or who we're really meant to be. Because we come here and we are conditioned and programmed from birth by our families, albeit well-meaning, because they want us to be accepted, they want us to be successful, all of these things. And then we go into school, and then it really gets quite serious, because controversial or not, school, in my opinion, is not really about teaching us in a positive way. It closes down our creativity, it shuts off our genius, and it teaches us to conform and to give away our power and to always give outside authority the power. That's not what we're here for. And this is one of the things that's changing. And since COVID, things have really accelerated. So I truly believe we are in the middle of a massive evolutionary shift. And perhaps you can sense that, or perhaps you're aware of it. But during COVID, things changed dramatically. And while we were all locked in our houses or told to stay in our houses and separated from loved ones and all of the things that people went through collectively and personally, values shifted. Now, another way that we're programmed and conditioned is through the television. Tell, lie, vision, programming. The clues are all there. So we learn what we learn about who we are, what humans are capable of, how to be a good human, blah, 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 through our parents and the people around us, through schools, and a huge amount of it is through the television programmes. So basically, we watch these programmes, and I still like to self-regulate and enjoy a good film or series, although I'm finding it more and more difficult the more my consciousness expands, the more awake I become. And I see the programming, which kind of ruins it. But hey, I'm very selective in what I watch. But the point was, television programs show us that this is how you deal with emotions. You eat a full tub of ice cream, you drink alcohol, you do this, you do that. This is what is sexually acceptable. Good girls don't have sex till the third date. Really, whatever it is, we're always being conditioned and programmed. And we're sold this story through society, through the media, through television, of if I just achieve this, this, and this, then I'll be happy. If I get this body, I'll be happy. If I look this way, I'll be happy. If I act this way, I'll be happy. But it's not really working. And people are realising that all the things that we've chased, the status, the material world that we live in, it's not making us happy. And people are looking for things that are more in alignment with their values. I don't know if you're sensing this, if this resonates with you. It's certainly been quite a journey for me over the last 5 years, and my life has changed quite dramatically and for the better in how I feel within myself. My social circle has got very small because I think sometimes when you're in these periods of real transformation, you have to take yourself away from certain people that maybe you can't grow with, maybe don't allow you, or you don't feel safe to start delving into who am I really underneath the obligations, underneath the expectations. And this is particularly true for the people pleasers and lots of women, how we've been conditioned. What's a good wife? What's a good daughter? What's a good female? Basically. And that's changing. And relationships are changing. It's not just technology that's growing and evolving and changing. We are. And I think we're in exciting times, difficult as they are. And I think in 10 years' time, we're going to live in a very different world. So back to the eclipse season. It brings up stuff. It brings up the stuff that needs to go in order for us to step into more of who we really are. More of what we're here to do. The world isn't suiting very many people right now, but we're all here and we all have the power to create change, and it starts with us working on our own stuff. Yeah, so the eclipse season, really powerful. It affects us. Even if you're not aware that it's affecting you, it's affecting us. So it's well known and well documented that a full moon affects us. Crime rates are higher. There's more accidents, all sorts of statistics. It's not just the full moon that affects us, it's all sorts of different planetary alignments. And the planetary alignments that we are having right now, I was going to say are out of this world, which they are, but we've never been in times like this before. And it's going to affect everybody. So somebody said recently, like the eclipse corridor, if you think of it like these conveyor belts at an airport, and you can either walk down the side of them at your normal pace, or you can jump on one of these conveyor belts and walk and be going an awful lot faster. So to me, that's kind of a really good analogy of what eclipse season is like. Do you want to jump onto this conveyor belt and take the help? It's like different energies that can either help us or hinder us. And I'm not saying it's been easy. I had a lot of tears yesterday and I wasn't entirely sure what it was all about, but it was old feelings of powerlessness and feeling trapped and powerless to make the changes that I want to make in my life. And it was just old stuff. So many of the healers and the people on their spiritual path and personal development, the ones that are aware of all of this stuff and are working consciously to shift ourselves. And then the outside world shifts and the ripple effect happens, and we teach others or model to others there's another way of doing things, there's a better way of doing things. Because it's only when we heal our own stuff, our own wounds, that we can let go of the judgment. We can stop spewing our anger out at people when we're triggered. We're all traumatized, we're all wounded. Nobody gets out of this alive. And we've all been traumatized during COVID, as well as whatever's going on personally. And it can be to do with relationships, it can be to do with finances, it can be to do with health. Everybody's got so much going on. But when we can heal our trauma, and then we can respond rather than reacting. And also, we're very much conditioned and programmed to be in this state of not just of powerlessness and giving our power away to outside authorities, but we're in this state of fear and survival so much. Even the kind of programmes that are on the telly all the time, all the drama. But the news, I haven't watched the news for years. You hear the bad news. But I learned a long time ago it wasn't a balanced view of the world. It's just the bad news. And it keeps us in that fear and the survival mode. And there's all this stuff about manifesting, and The Secret book was very popular. We can't manifest from a place of stress and fear and anxiety and fight or flight. It's so much of it's to do with how we are, our centeredness, how grounded we are. So the advice is, during these crazy times, make sure you're grounding yourself, really looking after yourself, getting out in nature every single day with my dog. He needs a walk, but that's a non-negotiable. I could just walk around the streets, but I like to be in the trees, and the countryside or the parks. That's one of my major things. I do my meditation. I connect with like-minded people. All of these things. Be careful what you're consuming, and that includes social media. There's so much division, so much judgment, so much us and them going on. And wouldn't it be lovely just to shift out of all of that? It almost seems impossible to imagine, but this is what we should do, or what I would encourage you to do, is we've had a lunar eclipse, and we're coming up to the solar eclipse very soon. And during that time, all of this stuff can come up, and I've very much been journaling on, this is how I'm feeling, where, I'm ready to let this go, I'm ready to move beyond this, and this is what I want instead. And spend some time really thinking, and don't think of whether it's possible or not, or how could I even achieve that? Have your vision, have your goals of what do I want for myself? And it may be a state of being, it may be a physical thing, it might be a new job. That's one on my list. Just doing more of what I want to do rather than the part time job that really is sapping my energy. But only I can do that. Only I can create that. Only I can watch less Netflix and reprioritize, boundary my time in order to make my dreams a reality. So that's another one. Learn to say no to others in order to say yes to yourself. So if you're all over the place right now and you've no idea why, some of it, or certainly the astrology, will be having an impact on you. But no matter how difficult things feel, trust that it's happening for you. Help yourself. We keep waiting for people to save us. We've been made to feel so powerless, and yet we have so much power. We save ourselves. And if you would like some help with that, then reach out to me. I do one-to-one sessions online using theta healing and various other techniques that have been really helpful to me, can be really quite transformational. So if you're ready to dig into the depths and make some big shifts, then reach out. But in the meantime, just be aware that whatever is going on for you, focus on the positive. Take joy in the everyday, in the wee things, the little things, like the daffodils coming out right now. It's a glorious sunny day out there. And then, just try and focus less on what you don't want, all the big, bad, scary things, and more on what you do want. And that might just be your pet. It might be your family, It might be doing something you love, something creative. And that all helps, not only for you to feel better, it raises your vibration. And from that place, you're in a much better place to actually start visualizing and imagining and actually magnetizing what you want to you. So I hope some of that was helpful. And I'll leave it there for now. And have a great eclipse season. Bye for now.